a building, a whole bunch of fire, a whole bunch of smoke surrounding you. Um, the I can't talk anything more about the building, but from an outside perspective, excuse me, Snow and a toner have taken flight to come and help assist you as the building is starting to tip to its side. Something that hasn't taken effect for the both of you yet, because it's starting from like the topmost part and you're not there yet.
All right.
You did a reaction shot to the shot that I did. So there is a 1 round equivalent of us both being stuck from the grenade. So roll initiative, just you and I.
$20.
Okay. So you got the first move because I got a 2 on the die, and I don't want to save on my initiative.
Okay, so at the start of this round, was the 1 round us shooting at each other?
The 1 round, sorry, they took a shot at you, you took a shot at them. I'm going to say at the end of this round is when the heat is just going to melt all of the like glue and substance that's on you, where you'll be mobile and you'll be able to get to them in the next round, no problem.
Okay, yeah, so that's pretty much, with that being the case, I'm going to put away my rifle and get my hand on one of my sedatives, tier 2 this time, and just be ready to like rush her and inject it.
Okay. You see on for her character, she places 2 fingers towards her ear and continues to speak. Give me a perception check.
Perception is 12. Oh my god, that's not 20.
Great start.
That's a shot! We starting off early now. So that's a total of 32.
Nice.
The girl that's in front of you, through a comm unit, is sending out a message saying the following. The target has managed to escape and I'm being pursued by a person with a helmet. I'll provide more details shortly. And after that message is said, both hands go back on the sniper rifle. She happens to just look around towards her edges, sees that there's a heavy amount of substance on her. This is not something that'd be easy to escape out of, but keeps the gun at the ready and aimed directly at your face.
Mm-hmm.
That ends the first round of initiative.
And I'm out, and I'm charging.
So you charge, you get to her in the same turn. You managed to stay like toe to toe, because last week our survival checks matched.
Mm-hmm. What should I roll to try and inject her with the sedative?
A 20, if possible.
Nice joke, haha.
Oh, so funny. I did forget to laugh.
Yeah, for those who may have missed it, Connell and Brandon just kind of made a deal of on a nat 20, 1 shot, on a nat 1, 2 shots.
2 shots.
Wait. I'm sorry. I was sending a message. What was 1 shot? What?
I'm doing a drinking game out of this. So 20s are one shot. Nat 1s are 2 shots.
Man, I was due to drink Viking blood, but I'll go grab the tequila if we're doing that.
Hell yeah, let's do this.
Oh yeah, I'll be joining in on that.
Monday.
All right. In that case, let me break the seal before I start drinking. I'll be right back.
All right.
I gotta wait a couple more months before I can do that
Just
with
have to
y'all.
get all my little
Don't worry.
moves.
I'm sure you'll be fine when you get to that
My
age.
own plane.
Wait, Madison's
Okay.
21st party? What?
Well, if depends on everything going on.
Fair. Be right back.
Because I still need to celebrate my birthday.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have it. Because I didn't have anything.
Well, if people haven't been on JoeCon's event yet, there are some posts I want people's input on. But anyway, be right back.
Okay, I'll have to look that. Okay, so what do I need to roll, Brendan? To try and do the injection.
I'm gonna say it'll go against her CMD, but I'm gonna give you an additional +2 because just stuck in place. It's more or less trying to get through the armor and get a spot to inject her. You, if you was try to go for the head, she's able to be flexible enough to kind of just whiplash the head to make it difficult for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with CMD.
Wrong key.
But what am I rolling against? Like what am I adding to my roll, basically?
I was gonna say an attack roll, but that's not exactly the case. Your survival's good.
Yeah.
Survival.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. That fireball is working its way. That is.
All right, guys. Just got home, getting my PC on.
10, 10,
I'll be
so
transferring
20,
soon here.
So 31.
You inject.
Yes.
Yes.
Now we had to come to this conclusion again. What are our rules for sedatives? Because we've only done it one other time, and that was a tier 1. This is a tier 2.
I forgot about that.
No, that's the thing. Yeah, it's not something that comes up often. So it's like, what do we do? Last time, I think we rolled a d4, and that decided how many rounds. Being that it's a tier 1, should we do like a d4 -1?
Because it's a tier 2.
Yeah, just because before we had a tier 1, so it was a very mild sedative, but it still did the job. And we just did a d4, if I remember correctly. So because it's a tier 2, maybe we should give it a -1 to the roll. That way it's less rounds. It's more of a potent sedative.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay, I'll do the online roller for it, just so we all have. Okay, so she's going to be up for 1 round.
It's still going to be stuck for another. Well, after this, it'll be 2, but still stuck for 3 rounds. Besides that, this kicks in immediately. Her hands are still attached onto the gun, but you can see it's slowly loosened up, but it's still a good grip. She's looking you directly in your face at this point. It is still your turn, so I can't take an action just yet. But she's looking directly.
I mean, pretty much that was my whole action, was trying to get in the sedative in there. So now that's there, I'm pretty much just going to be waiting for it to really start taking effect before I start doing what I need to do. So if she wants to take a shot or a stab.
Looking at her stats.
Yeah, take that minus from me being in melee range. I know the feeling.
Someone we weren't even supposed to find until much later. You're already capturing.
I know, and I've read these modules, so I know when she's supposed to be captured. It's just I decided to do something stupid, and somehow it's paying off. As many games like this happen.
As long as there isn't a pat to pull your hand out of an abyssal hole.
Ah! Well, that was not stupid. That was calculated. And then someone interfered.
Calculated stupidity is still stupidity.
I mean, I did Unleash an Old God, so I got to what I need to. And I got a new hand.
She's gonna raise her gun towards your face, directly at your face. Sniper at that. So we'll take the negative. But before a shot, before anything is triggered, state your name and your cause.
Name and cause. Ugh. What do I say?
What do you say since you no longer
Your
have a
nightmare. Your worst nightmare come true.
Cause complete. Ready to die.
Jim accounting.
Jim accounting. Gunner. And I lost my cause.
After you speak, she's like slightly lowers her gun and says, "Huh. So you're one of the corrupted ones also." And just again, gun is lowered at this point as well. And doesn't seem to be hostile towards you. End of turn.
What do you mean corrupted? Do you mean that shit that was on Elysium?
Gunner, you're noticing that although you were speaking, this is not someone that seems to translate what you're saying as you cursing every other word.
That's something I also picked up on. Yeah.
So when you say that, it says, "I thought there was only."
Sorry, you cut out there.
I thought there was only one of you.
And who's the other?
And when she says, "I thought there was only one of you," she doesn't seem to be looking directly at you. Seemed to like almost kind of like monologue for a second. Like, I thought there was only one of you.
Yeah, like it's starting to really drifting. All right, well, you're gonna have to get some more answers after your nap.
Oh,
Switching
so-
over. Hold on.
well, bad.
Are you going to do anything that's going to be hostile? You're just going to wait it out, right?
No, I'm just waiting for her to get knocked out.
Okay. So I'm going to take us out of initiative then. Her gun isn't raised towards you anymore. Gun is still kept in her hand. And she just looks around. This building that you're both standing on right this second is starting to slope at this point. I need you to make
being
that'd be strength to kind of hold your place.
acrobatics or athletics. I'm not sure which. I'm acrobatic boy.
I mean, acrobatics would make sense.
I mean, it is a dexterity thing to see if you're staying in place from instead of falling over.
Okay, give me acrobatics.
Oh, I almost had a shot. That's 20. So now 31? Yeah. Yes.
So
Sorry, what?
one check. Okay, cool.
We hear you.
The ground beneath you begins to shift as the top of the building is tipped enough where it would affect the both of you. She's still glued in place, and you see her eyes are slowly beginning to drop. Everything around you, office chairs, computers, things like that, are slowly like the plugs are coming off, and it's tilting towards you. So you have just these chairs, computers, desks, tables starting to come in your direction. You're able to kind of dodge some of it, but you would need. But you're seeing that this building is going to tip, and if you're not quick enough, it's going to like flip on its side, and you're going to be burrowed underneath of it. Mm-hmm. She's still having to be glued in place at this moment, and you're not too far away from her, but your time is running real thin.
I'm going to try and get her out of the goo.
Okay. For that, give me an athletics check.
Oh, I can't do this. Oh, that's a 17, so it's not terrible, but
With a 17, she still tried. The gun that she was holding to has slipped out of her grip and is like at this point is out of your reach as well. With you focusing on her and not gear that is slowly coming off of her. It's at this point I'm gonna swap perspective and I'm going to go to a toner and snow. I need you both to give me a perception check.
Hey, perception. What I'm good at. Damn it, I need to bring my sheet up again. I accidentally closed it out.
Oh, right.
That is a nat 20 plus 16.
Are we drinking on other people's crits?
I was.
I mean, I am. Although I'm drinking mead, so it's not gonna be a shot. It's gonna be a nice sip.
That's right. I think I might have some
Fireball,
fun
baby.
I have vodka mixed with soda, so for me it's a sip as well.
Well, I don't know if y'all can see the camera, but tips up.
Ooh, you okay, Colonel? That sounded rough.
Ooh, that one was rough. Ooh.
We like to call that a sloppy shot.
Oh,
Yeah, there was some gas coming up at the same time it was going down.
gross.
Oh. Ugh. Ugh.
I took
Very
Fireball
perfect.
with you too. We're on the same page.
Woo!
Happens for the best of
Fireball!
us. Yo, fireball again?
I'm doing Fireball all night. That's all I'm
Small
doing.
bottle of Fireball, like the small ones you buy.
Oh,
To be
I
fair-
have
To be fair,
like, how much is this?
I'm
This
ready to
is-
drink fireball again, Brandon.
This is how much is this shit?
I just don't have it.
1 liter of it.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a
Okay.
big bottle.
This is what I have tonight.
So
18
I
pages
know
back.
Snow got a crit. What did a toner get?
We were all rolling for the perception.
Yeah, both
Just
of us are.
You both said you wanted to take flight.
Here, I'll put in
19.
Space Furries.
$13. Okay. So with a 13 perception check, a toner, the way that you're looking at this building tilt on this side, you're looking towards like a street level of who this is going to affect. You try to peek into the building, you try peering through the windows as you and Snow are flying by, and you're just not seeing, Gunner in any of the windows that you spot. So you go to the next best thing, who else this is going to affect if this was the land on them. And you see a lot of people trying to evacuate the scene, but some people would get caught. This building is going to drop in less than 30 seconds. It's one of those decisions, and you have to be quick about it. When we switch over to Snow and Jubilee, you have being blocked and using those enhanced senses that you have, you peer into the window. You're not seeing it due to the smoke and the fire that's just making it hard to see through the windows, but you can hear the sound of maybe the small grunts Gunner's making as he's avoiding debris and chairs and things.
I'm assuming I'm using my motion tracker with trying to find them as well.
Yeah, let's say that too. So you're able to kind of just pinpoint it out easily. There's 2 sources in the building, and you can see that they're both directly next to each other. It's easy to make out that the one is Gunner, and you have yet to see the other one, so this is just a new source to you.
Likely the other shooter. And I'm going to dive into the building then.
Now, the building is coming at an angle. Are you sure you want to do that? Wait, you're covered in armor, right?
Yeah. A light armor that is modified power armor.
Ready?
Give me what check could I? Give me a piloting check. Piloting everything you decide.
Holy fuck! That's
Oh,
another
no.
nat 20.
Oh my
Damn, these
god.
shots are good. This is less than an hour. I've already done, what, 3 shots?
So that's a nat 20 plus 14.
Here we go again.
Took my sip.
Oh,
That dice is
That was
being
better.
really nice to me today.
oh.
Because it knows people are getting tipsy.
I'm fine. I had a big thing of ramen. I'm not gonna feel shit. Most likely.
Yeah, I'm gonna be cautious. I don't think I can outdrink you.
I mean, if I've eaten something, probably not. But if I haven't eaten anything, I'm very quick to get blasted.
Yeah, I just had a cheesesteak sandwich and also a bunch of buffalo wings.
Wait, did you say you get drunk faster when you eat?
No, I get drunk slower when I
Oh,
eat.
okay,
I'm
okay. I
very
thought I
quick
heard the
drunk
opposite.
Yeah.
when I've had nothing.
Okay.
I mean, that's just about
That's just
everyone.
yeah, that's just law. But it's very noticeable, as Jen can attest to.
Mm-hmm.
I've done 2 things this quarantine: built muscle and drank a lot of alcohol. So
I've only done one of those things.
I do get drunker than usual now, but it takes longer to get me drunk now, apparently. Yeah.
I need the gym to open up because I want to
So
go.
yeah, Brandon.
Snow finds a window. Snow finds like a window that doesn't have that much junk directly placed in front of it. You just swoop in on an angle. Excuse me. You know the direction you need to go to get to them in time, but due to the structure of how the building is built and the walls in between, it's the choice of trying to go down passageways or just with your armor just pilot right through it. What choice would you like to make?
I mean, if the building's coming down that fast, probably just power through it.
Okay. So you go through a glass window and almost in like Superman type status, just going through wall through wall through wall. You feel it like straining you a bit, just going through the wall instead of taking the passageways, but you are certain you will get to them with enough time to pick at least one of them up. That being said, a toner, what would you like to do?
You said that a toner noticed that there were people stuck in the path, right?
Yeah, on a street level, like there's some people, they're running as fast as they can, but they are still like where the building would drop, it would land on them.
And they don't look like they'd be able to get out.
Not at the speed you're seeing them run. They're running as fast as they can, but some of them got affected from just coming from a higher floor of the building or just being close to where the explosion was when it triggered.
Can a toner lift a building?
No. I am not Spider-Man.
Have a night.
Since a toner only knows that Gunner is in there, he doesn't know that Gunner has like the shooter, and he knows Jubilee just went in. He like knows she can fly. He's just gonna be like, all right, the captain's got this, and he's gonna zoom back down as fast as he can to try and like push as many people as he can out of the way on the street level.
I'm gonna have you do the same thing. Give me a piloting check, just drop down as quick as you can to get there as quick as possible. I had this like a skill challenge, but everyone's just passing or getting 20s.
Ooh, 18 plus 15. Oh boy.
Okay, velocity, just straight drop down, You see the three individuals. One of them is just crutching. They're in extreme pain, trying to go as fast as they can. The other two that are also walking at a slow pace, they're both one arm over each other's shoulders and just like slumping at that. I would say in a round, they move maybe 20 to 25 feet max speed if they did like a double move to give you a glimpse of how fast they're moving. They all look a bit on the scrawny side. These look just to be like office workers. None of them are like built or anything like that.
Why do we have the elderly meet up today?
It's funny, coronavirus asks the same question.
Haha.
Topical and sad.
And it was bring your kids to work day.
Oh no, the puppy orphanage.
You feel like you would have enough time to at least snatch one or two people up now and start to make the way to get them to safety. And it would be a close call on the third.
All right. In that case, because you said it's two people that are close together and one person that's by themselves.
Yeah.
He would go for the two people that are together first, and then if he has time, try and like race back for the third.
Okay. You're starting the process for them. You just drop down. You go towards them and lift them. No questions asked. They are in shock at first, just being lifted and being like suspended from air, and they just look at you, and then they tightly grab onto you. And you just try to navigate out of the path of this building. And this is where I'm switch back to Gunner. Snow is one round away from getting to you at this point with a straight shot. I took us out of initiative, but you see, although you injected her, she's still trying to like fight it off. She's still trying to like be conscious and aware of her surroundings and know what's going on with everything going on. Fire's getting worse by the second.
If you're gonna fight me, at least fight me so we can get you out of this fucking goo.
Are you still trying to get her out of the goo?
Yes.
Give me a perception check.
Brandon.
Jeez. Oh
Are
no.
you ready for shot number 4?
Oh my god.
I'm not joking. I switched die too.
The dice are hot with
This is the die for this campaign. The Signal Screams dice rolled a 20.
Screaming.
Drinks.
You know, the dice
So
are probably
that's-
only rolling like this because we have that bed up in drinking.
Now they know that we're going to suffer.
Swallow it down, baby.
Well, I do not suffer when
I mean, I'm
drink.
not suffering, but I'm feeling it already, and it's only an hour in. Not even an hour in.
Would you like a pizza sent to your house, Connell? I could do
If
that.
I wasn't
for
trying to watch my weight, yes.
I got it right now.
But
I'll
I'm
take
watching
that.
my
you.
weight.
I feel it now.
Okay, so if a 20 perception, right? It's a 32. Wait, no. What am I? No. No, it is 32. Yes. Okay, 20 plus 12. Yes, 32.
Oh yeah. Not a
She's
40.
beginning to mutter some words. She says it in almost like this kind of hysterical way, again, trying to fight off the injection at this point. But she's saying these muttered words. It's in Elven.
I don't know, Ellen. So it's just a bunch of gibberish to me.
Flowy gibberish, but gibberish
And then
nonetheless.
you see
It's
a
all Swedish to you.
Swedish.
Jürgen Flügen. What? Jürgen Flügen.
And then you see this like this cloud of darkness kind of form around the edges, the shoulders, the arms, legs, even the hair kind of form and spread over her body and is slowly turning into smoke in front of you. with your perception check, you see about 30 feet away, another puff of smoke is appearing in front of you and starting again, shoulders, arms, then legs. Her body looked like it's like materializing from one place to another.
Okay, so if I notice that, can I rush to the other one to try and catch her before she falls?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I want to do.
As you rush over and try to catch her before she falls, she casted this spell and went up, like upward. The direction of where the building would be sliding was aiming the direction that would be up. Does that make sense? The top of the slope.
So she's heading toward the side that's facing toward the sky, even though the thing is falling.
Yeah, like
okay, cool.
The direction she's looking at is right there. And as she casts it, she takes this shadow form. You run towards her, and you go to scoop her up, but her body isn't fully formed yet, so it's still in a shadow material, and it's going to take the end of this round to materialize. Do you want to wait?
Yes.
Okay. Snow?
I mean, I'm still making my way to them.
I'm not going to make you do another pilot check because you already got a 20 and I'm not trying to.
Don't make us do another shot.
I'm just running as I'm flying up the building.
You know the location you need to go to, and when you get there, you see Gunner there just looking at this cloud of smoke. There's two spots of the cloud of smoke. I should mention that this smoke has like a purplish haze to it, so you can differentiate the smoke from the spell and the smoke that's from the building.
Cool, so I'm going to make my way over to Gunner, like grab whatever piece of armor I could to get a good handhold, and say, "We gotta go now."
No! You had to get this one out.
You're not gonna survive a fall in a building.
I survived worse. I know what I'm doing. Trust me.
And that'll pretty much be my turn.
Okay. At the top of this round, you're in flight. Gunner is still on the ground, and a toner is going to do that process. This, I'll start with a toner first. A toner, give me a perception check. Perception or survival, I guess. To find like an easy spot to drop them off to get the last person.
Yeah, 14.
Okay. Which skill did you use?
Perception. I have a 0 in survival, so that one I've helped.
You just have this giant overcast of the building directly atop of you, and when you look up, you know that fear people get when they like go to a really high spot and they look down and like, oh my god, you're getting that looking up. Like this looks like it's
You've been on a roller coaster once in your life.
It's just it looks extremely scary, and it looks like this is gonna drop at you at any second. Like no way to tell how quick it's gonna happen.
Those typical Hollywood scenes of your eyes just get really wide.
Oh, not my baby.
Don't worry, everyone. I went to the Prometheus school of running away from things.
Haha!
No!
You try to look for the easiest spot to drop them off, and you're not seeing one that you could get to within 6 seconds. And you are at a point where you can continue to look, but you may lose faith that you'll be able to save that last person, or you can do the opposite and try to pick up the weight of 3 people and hope that doesn't slow you down to avoid having a building avalanche on you.
And the words of Snow run through his head. You can't save them all.
Oh.
Would you like to make that choice now, or would you like me to come back to you?
Toner looks back at the third person,
I'm sorry.
he like, and then he looks over at like towards away from the building, and he like lowers his head and just like takes off in that direction.
B, check your phone.
Okay, 1 sec, real quick.
It's relevant. That's the only reason I ask.
Oh shit! Here comes the boy.
Joe Braun gonna pop in and get someone out.
Here comes the boy.
Joe Braun just comes in, just picks up the building, and is like, "Seriously, guys, I leave for 2 seconds, and I have to pick this up."
What would you guys do without me?
I guess I could do that. Not really where my head was going, but yeah, I mean, we can play that out.
I mean, anything could happen.
It's only what, like 2 stories tall? I got this.
It's fine. 2 stories. Look at this guy thinking that there's 2 stories in the future. Anything's 2 stories.
Okay, a tuner flies off. I will start with Connor at this point. Where the building is at this point, it's almost a full 90 degree of where the building is. It's about to just be on its side and just come straight down. Give me another acrobatics check or athletics.
Okay.
Keep your standing.
Acrobatics is what I do because
Does he have
athletics is
advantage
1.
since I said that I have a hold of him?
I'm waiting for an answer.
Generally, I mean, as far as Paizo goes, they don't normally hand out advantage, but maybe a bonus.
I'm just hoping it's not a 20. I'm not ready yet.
Don't worry. If you give me one roll is not a 20.
I'm not ready for all that before 8 o'clock.
Okay. Neither was I, but here we are. That would be. I mean, the first roll is a 28.
Okay, you secure your footing. You are placed directly where you want to be to scoop her up as this spell, as she materializes from the spell.
Cool, perfect.
And with that being said, she does materialize, and you have like a split second to grab her before this thing is at a 90 degree, and you would either slide down, or Snow will have to like pick you up and navigate you out.
Now, can Snow get me out if I'm holding her?
I'll say yes, because I know you wouldn't fight having help, and Snow mentioned I have heavy armor, so I'm gonna
power armor as well as synthetic wings and not natural wings. So
okay, let's do it. She's like fully corporeal. Go 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 go!
Give me athletics check. Grapple.
On Gunner or Snow?
Both of you. Gunner for. Actually, no, I won't have. I had you do the check.
You me acrobatics. Yeah.
I'm not going to have you make another check. So in this case, I'm going to have Snow do the check. I'm going to say that she materialized. She's not putting up a fight. You scoop her up. No problem.
And what roll?
Athletics. Or because the building's going to fall, let's go with survival. Your choice.
Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Athletics is better, but it's still not some of my best. Let's find out.
20.
22 total.
Oh boy.
Can I do the help out maneuver? Give a +2 to that.
Even with a +2, that's not going to be good enough.
Okay.
Oof.
Because you took the chance of going through the walls, I raised the DC for this.
Oof.
Yeah, take one round and like get here right around this time that he would have picked her up. You would have been. This would have passed. But with a 22 or a 24, that will not. So you get a grip onto Gunner. Gunner has a grip onto this girl, and just the pathway you see in front of you is just walls, and you are already feeling like slightly strained from the walls that you went to without holding an additional person next to you, let alone now two at that. And that's the only choice you see in front of you, just trying to go through this wall and try to navigate your way through it that way. It's tilted too high where there's just debris above you and it's just a cloud of smoke, and directly beneath you is what you're seeing now is this building crashing down.
Fuck, this is gonna hurt.
All right, I'm gonna do this roll, and this roll is gonna apply to the both of you.
Okay, because I'm gonna try and shield the person I'm holding from the damage too. Oof!
40 bludgeoning.
Damn.
Oh, cool. So I can minus 9. So it's only 31 points of damage.
Woo!
Okay,
KAC, baby.
You went away from the building, correct?
Yeah.
So when you navigate away from the building, you start to head to a rendezvous point where the rest of these workers are. In the midst of the crowd, you see both Kalani and Havoc there. Kalani's just trying to apply any type of medicines or any type of thing that she can do to help someone out, whether it's someone injured or like someone that's like, oh, like this is terrible, like trying to keep them calm. Havoc is also just trying to like keep the situation a bit more calm. This is a terrifying thing happening, and for a lot of the workers who aren't adventurers, like they're not used to things happening in a split second where they have to evacuate. So this is a bit tough to take in. The person you don't spot in the group is Joe Baran. Give me a perception check.
$23.
Nice.
I would assume Joe Baran isn't stealthed, right?
No, never.
Oh.
You take a look back behind you. The top half of the building has snapped off and is now just colliding. That person looks like they're going to be flattened like a pancake directly in front of you. Until you see Jobran kind of appear just about like 15 feet away from this person. Heavily armored, weapon intact. Excuse me. He is teleported 15 feet away and starts running to this worker. From where you're looking, it doesn't look like Jobran's going to get to him before the building will fall down. But you see Jobran. What weapon do you have again, Joe? Because I know it has reach.
A dragon glaive.
You see with a dragon glaive, he runs and looks towards, well, it would be the sky, but he looks towards the building and takes a big scythe attack through it, kind of like making an opening in the glass for both him and the co-worker that's underneath. And then it shatters to the ground. A lot of smoke, a lot of debris, and office materials is kind of placed between you and the rest of your party that's still inside of this building. Joe, would you have tried to protect the coworker?
Of course.
Okay. So
I have a bodyguard, remember?
I'm not a monster.
So I'm going to say the same damage that they took, you took just from the impact of it.
So I actually have in harm's way, which allows me to take all of the damage. Now that's in combat, but
yeah. So boom, building falls on his side. You just hear the screams of a lot of people. That was my office. I'm not gonna make money.
My house plant.
Kind of buried within it, you have all 4 of these characters. I was going to play it out, but I'm gonna fast forward it instead since everyone's kind of in 2 different groups. Joran, it's not hard for you to kind of just make a pathway outwards using this scythe to kind of just carve a path through it easily.
Yeah. Cool.
So coming out of like one side of the building, you see Joran with the coworker placed over Joran's shoulder. Joran doesn't even seem to limp. He took the blunt of the attack, but he looked like he was ready for it, and it just looks like.
Oh yeah, you want to put out a number? For
Yeah.
What?
You want to put out a damage number? I don't know if there's like an upcoming combat or something I can take damage here.
Just the 40.
Okay.
Same 40 that they took. That was just shield points for you, though, right?
What?
Just shield points for you, right?
Yeah, I hit the wrong one. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you come out one side. The coworker is just like holding on to you with like.
Should I apply my DR to that?
I did.
Okay.
I would.
I did because it's technically bludgeoning damage, which is still,
good.
KAC.
Sounds good. All right.
So that covers you 2. A toner, you're being appraised for the 2 that you managed to save. After they see Joran coming out with the 1, like you saved the 2, and they're just like, oh my god, at least Bobby and Ricky made it out here. Like that's a shame that he didn't. And then not too long afterward, Joran like comes out, and then they kind of just appraise Joran from a distance, but then also appraise you for what they witnessed you doing. You taking a dive and saving these 2 people.
Yeah.
When we cut to the other end of characters, Gunner, Snow, and the mysterious woman that's on the other end. The way that you 3 exit out, there are no workers, and your allies aren't near any of you. There's a bunch of rubble and debris from offices that got smashed out, and things that, like roofing and things like that fell out of the building already is kind of where you are. So it's just a lot of like smoke and debris where you're located, but it's a separated area for just you 3.
And Snow's probably coughing up a lung, dragging them out.
I don't know why you're coughing. I feel fine. There's clean oxygen everywhere. It's nice having a mask. If there was a pandemic, I'd be prepared.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, the whiskey's getting to me.
You can tell.
A little bit. Just a little bit. Come here, Fireball, I love you.
Fireball is good shit, man.
I had a fireball story, but we're not going to go into that.
I had a fireball story. I fell down in it.
Ah.
And Jen was there, I'm pretty sure.
I wasn't. I heard about it.
Oh, no, but a bunch of people were there for it.
Yep. A bunch of people were there for it.
I'm not sure what I am.
A lot?
Okay, but go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the story.
So yeah, you 2, as well as this female elf that you can tell, are just located further away from the rest of the group. I could go either side. I could go with the co-workers in the other half of the party. I could go with you 2.
Well, once when I get them both to safety, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm assuming this is the bitch that was the source of the gunfire I heard.
Granted, she did shoot at me, but I'm a better shot.
just put the restraints on her.
Already on it, and I like put her down, and I use my what is it called? The tape I have. It's what's it called? Ion tape. So wrap her arms, wrap her legs, and use the zip stick to super harden it.
And Brandon, while he's doing that, I'm gonna bring up the pictures that I had seen from the thing before it detonated. I'm gonna have it like a full, like pretty much like a Tony Stark level. All of them just displayed out in front of me.
She's gonna be asleep for a while, Captain. I used a good sedative, so it's gonna be a little bit. Maybe we can do this on our new ship.
So Brandon, what was gonna happen?
What? Actually, we need to go. She called people, Captain.
That doesn't kick in just yet. I will explain it once the thing hits.
Yeah, we gotta get out of here because she also called for reinforcements, and I don't know how heavy hitting those things are, but probably best we get out of this place.
Fuck.
And also, I'm gonna take her comm unit, and I'm gonna like put it on the ground and smash it with my foot.
I did just get the notice that our ship is ready.
Perfect timing.
Let's get all of our people together and get to the ship.
As you two were tying her up and getting just plans ready of the next move for the rest of the group, when I do cut back to the four, through the perspective of both Kalani and Havoc, as all of this was happening in front of you, a lot of people were feeling like this is like their last day on Earth. You can see it in their faces and their actions. This is like the world ends tomorrow stuff happening for them in real life.
The rest of us being Avengers like it's a day-to-day thing. Everyone was like, oh my god!
Yeah.
It's fine. This is just, Yugoslavia or whatever it was that they knew that they freaking fell from the sky. It's fine.
A lot of people
will be arrested.
A lot of the people here from the Starfinder Society you're seeing, a lot of them don't really have like combat experience or anything involving situations like this, an explosion going off or like having to evacuate at full speed to not die. They're used to office life and the perks that come with it.
Oh man, imagine having a normal life where your life is not in danger 24/7.
Happy hour and project.
Happy hour, even family.
It's almost like Snow's one of the few field agents they have.
What a snore.
You let me know.
But with Kalani, a lot of people are thankful for everything that you're doing. Havoc has been doing a very good job of just keeping everyone calm. And throughout this moment, Havoc, one thing that has constantly been said to you through multiple people here is like, I never knew what a life or death experiences has been, but this feels like a second chance.
I feel like this means something. I'm gonna say, yeah, I know a lot about second chances. Winks underneath her mask.
Wink.
Where no one can see.
You could have died, and who knew what would have happened?
Been there, done that.
I had never had a real family.
You wouldn't have told that girl you loved her. You would have died in there, man.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts. That hurts.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
Literally comes up directly towards you, Havoc, and just says like, no, I seriously just want to thank you just for helping out. They give you a cred stick that has 140 credits on it. And it's like, look, this is only like a small amount of what I feel like I owe you, but seriously, thank you.
How much money?
Just some gambling money, 140 credits.
I typed it so that way it's roll 20.
Awesome.
Now, in case you ever want to get back into the gaming scene again.
But I give it back to them.
You give it back?
Yep.
I don't need a reward. Wow, you rude asshole.
I don't
Giving
need
me
money.
my gift back.
I don't need money. I'm dead.
I don't need money. I'm dead.
I don't know. That sounds like you need a coroner, and that's pretty expensive.
Yeah, I'm a dead rat.
It's like something. I appreciate the gesture, but you really don't need.
Are you sure? That's unusual.
I'm absolutely sure.
I don't take bitch credits.
I don't think bitch credits.
At least 1,000, at least. Otherwise, don't even offer.
Nah.
I'm sorry. I'll be quiet. I'm sorry.
You should be. No, I'm joking.
I'm sorry. I know I keep putting jokes in there. I'm not trying to. I'm sorry.
No, don't.
I
Make
mean,
it more fun.
you just if it wasn't for you, the both of you, and then looks over towards Atoner, the three of you, and then looks over to Jobron, the four of you, like none of us probably.
He looks over at a random person who had nothing to do with this, and you, both of you.
I'm gonna give you credit.
And then looks directly at the camera and goes, "And you."
And you, our loyal sponsors. Now, have you heard of Raid Shadow Legends? This destruction of government property is brought to you by Shadow Legends.
Oh, do I look forward to this every week?
Hopefully this is being recorded for posterity.
It is. That's the best part.
It is.
Awesome.
Ever since the whole feely conversations we had back on the ship on the way back to Absalon Station, I've been recording every episode.
Nice.
So it's like, this is recorded for posterity.
They after that whole moment, looks over towards Atoner, looks over to Jobron. There's just like a whole bunch. Everyone is like kind of appraising you. They try to find like some form of something to give to each one of you as like a token of thanks in some way, shape, or form. The credits towards Havoc, just some high fives towards Atoner, and then followed with like a pen, like a very stylized pen from why can't I think of the name? I just said it. It's the stupid drinking.
The what?
Banking.
The Starfinder Society. I couldn't remember that.
Oh, they're not a bank.
The United
They are. It's a really
Bank of
shitty one.
Money.
I mean, how else do you think they stay in business with all this other shit that they do?
Apparently, I thought they just kind of cut it off your wages, just cut off a little bit of the top. Like most governments.
Just a little off the top.
Just a little off the top. Just a little bit, like 20,000 credits. You'll never notice it's gone.
But you try to find these different items to give to each of you. A cred stick, a comm unit that has a Starfinder Society like emblem etched onto it. Different other random assortment of things that they would have on them and not in their cubicle. So like palmed items they try to like give to each of you.
I'm thinking they're probably really glad that they don't have like the whole Japanese customs, or else all their shoes would be inside the crumbled building.
Oh no, my shoes!
We're all barefoot.
I mean, I don't think that's accurate, but still.
Yeah, they chain shoes while there. It's like they have their outside shoes and then their inside shoes.
Huh.
Shortly afterwards, you see both Gunner and Snow coming from around the building with this mysterious woman on, I'll say, Gunner's
It's my shoulder. Yeah. I'm used to carrying bodies.
So both Gunner and Oberon have like a person over their shoulder at this point. And yeah, I'll say everyone's regrouped at this point.
All right, time to go.
Yeah, back to the ship, everyone.
Go.
A toner stops him and he's just like, "Why is she coming with us?"
We have questions.
Because she has answers.
She knows things.
Who is she?
That's
She-
I
don't fucking know, but she knows about the shit that's happening to us from Elysium.
Oh yeah, we definitely are bringing her to the ship.
There you go. Thank you. As I keep moving.
She the one that was behind this? He like
I don't
gestured
fucking know.
back
I
towards the
just came
building.
out of a burning building, man.
She's one of the shots that I heard from down here.
She did shoot at me, granted, but I'm a better shot. Let that be on the record for everyone.
So yeah, we're going to question her. And I'm gonna lead them to the new ship.
And I'm gonna go over to Toner. I'm gonna put my hand on her shoulder. I'm sorry, I got mad, but I almost died in a building. So you can understand where I'm coming from. And I slip him 1,000 credits. No, I don't. No, it was like, yeah, I'm just like, I'm sorry. There's a lot of shit happening right now. Let's go back to the ship so we can get some answers for all of us.
The building's falling from the sky.
Buildings falling from the sky.
And
I'm running through buildings. I no longer have a job. There's a lot of shit happening, and I have no idea how to fix it.
Wait, you don't have a job anymore?
Oh God, don't remind me.
And
Back to the ship.
That's how Gunner went from being Captain America to being Hawkeye.
My family's gone.
Watch
I gotta kill the Yakuza because my family's gone.
Don't do that! Don't give me hope!
I can't kill the giant purple ball sack, so I'll take it out of the Yakuza.
You should have aimed for my ball.
You should have aimed for the chin.
This is the part where we
power comes from.
Oh my
Dennis'
God,
secret, it's
whole
all the
thing.
chin.
There's a whole thing to the ball thing.
Did we really just make a Men in Black reference in Starfinder?
Did we?
No, ball chin.
I forgot that Men in Black was a
The
thing.
Balchinians, yeah.
I forgot those guys.
God, you guys,
the whole
you guys call my
MLB.
puns bad.
I forgot about them after the last movie.
You should have aimed for my ball. I can never finish it without having
Oh my goodness.
gargantuan
Okay,
nose.
back to the ship.
I hope that's not the name of the session, but
I should have aimed for my balls.
No, it's just
forward.
singular ball.
Yeah.
You should have aimed for my. God, I can't do it. You should have aimed for my ball.
You should have aimed for my ball.
So the ship, you got a new ship this time around. So getting to the ship and all that, you go through this like set of new protocols that is being put in place by Absalon Station. Snow has already ran into this person, so I'm not going to play out that whole thing. But they was, let me make sure you have a space license, things like that before you lift off. Trying to just enforce the rules and things like that. Being a bit of a hard ass about it, but you press through. You all make it onto your new ship.
And Snow is, of course, going to show them the new ship. And they're like, kind of traded in the old ships for this new one. It was a prior scrap ship that I had completely custom built up.
I like it.
As long as it flies.
She uses the biometric scanner to open up the doors.
And you had more than enough time if you wanted to spend a point to get your stamina points for anyone that has taken stamina damage. But that's up to you.
Me.
Yeah,
Give me my stamina. I'm back to full, baby. I'm ready to fight another giant. What was it? What was the fucking thing on my planet? A crab or something?
The Titan,
the fucking Titan scorpion. That's what it was.
Like fire scorpion.
Yeah, I'm ready to fight it now.
Keep shooting at the stalactites.
It worked once. Why not a third time? But yeah, okay.
I'm assuming on the interior bulkhead it would still have its original name of the Pyrrhic Odyssey.
Water, nectar of the gods.
I like just learned how to put chips in here, so I didn't get enough time to edit or anything like
Chips.
that.
I would love some chips right now.
But yeah, as they entered, so it's just like, "Welcome to the Pyrrhic Odyssey."
Where's my room?
That is a good question. We're gonna have to choose rooms again.
Ugh.
But you are gonna like one of the other rooms, especially custom made.
I look forward to it, but I also need a place to actually sleep.
Do we have a spot to hold her? Gesturing to the
we have a
person.
brig.
We don't have a brig or holding cells, but I'm sure we could toss her into a room and lock it. The entire ship is kitted out with biometric scanners, and I already pre-coded all the biometric scanners for all of the crew.
Cool.
So,
I'll just keep her in my room.
So
I'm not taking my. I know hitmen. It's better to keep at least one eye on them at all times.
By the way, does she still have all her weapons on her?
No, she doesn't have her rifle. That's in the building, and I took her knife.
And the grenades?
If it also helps you feel better,
Sure.
I could have Jubilee sit in there and watch her.
I'd rather do it myself, or at least have someone else's eyes on them. As much as I understand Jubilee has been a asset to us, I like to have my own hand in the situation when it comes to holding people. You know, sort of a bounty hunter thing.
Whatever floats your boat. Anyways, I'm going to head to the bridge and make sure that all of the systems are operational.
I'm gonna go find a room.
I'm gonna do the same, but I'm gonna find a room to cry in.
Why are you crying? Oh no! I go into my room and I hear the crying. No, it's just like the sleep pods. God damn it! Wait, that was happening this whole time?
Yeah, that scalpel scene really messed her up.
I can imagine.
I mean, also messed up Snow, but now she has other things that she's thinking about.
All right, Jubilee, follow me.
Think about.
Toner will also go with Gunner.
Yeah, I'll head with them too.
Hey,
all right.
I have to wake her up.
I mean, I'm just looking for a room, so I'm like going to every door, opening in it, looking inside, closing it, until I find like an actual sleeping room.
God, so the other locations. Let me bring that up. Yeah, the sealed environmental chamber, a science lab, a recreation suite gym, a medical bay.
Ooh.
And
there you go.
It's kitted out with anti-hacking systems and biometric locks.
Nice.
Nice. Don't know what that means, but hey, it sounds good to me.
I'm assuming there's also plenty of other rooms because the destroyer class ships, the minimum crew capacity is 6. So I'm sure there's plenty of other empty rooms.
Yeah, there's probably plenty of sleeping quarters.
Well, I head towards the medical bay.
I'm gonna go find one of my rooms.
Determine
one
how
that's
to get
small
out
enough.
of it.
And I'm gonna put her like on one of the beds. And is Stoner still with me?
Yeah.
Can I help you?
He just like sort of points at the assassin. He's like,
No, you don't have to worry about her. I mean, those restraints themselves are hard enough to get out of, but out of one other person and a automated robot, it'll probably be enough. You can probably get some rest if you need it.
God, what's funny?
I'm good. Right now answers are more important than getting some rest.
All right, well, I used a tier 2 set of honor. She's going to be down for a number of hours.
Oh, yeah.
So we have a little bit of time, and as soon as she's up, I will notify everyone.
Hey, Brandon.
Yes, I'm sorry. I may have forgot to hold the.
From a toner's time in the war, would he know ways how to wake up an unconscious person?
Yeah.
A drug person?
There's a difference between a unconscious
There's a difference between unconscious and drugs.
person.
I mean, technically, there could be something in the medical bay that would be like a stimulant that might be able to counteract.
It is a fully loaded medical bay, so it has
all
kinds of
stimulant, smelling salts, bucket of ice water.
That would not wake up a drugged person.
Jumper cables and a car battery.
Well, okay, no. I was on.
Someone's
the other ones were funny. That's actual torture.
Oh,
that's against the Geneva Convention, which may or may not exist in this world.
What do you know? We're out of car batteries. I guess the ship battery it is.
Jump drive.
You accidentally turn her into Captain
Marvel.
And that's how you turn someone into a match.
Does anybody else smell barbecue?
Nope. Oh, nope, I get you now. I got that. Took me a second there.
I don't know what I was talking about. I was just making a someone's cooking alive joke.
Mm-hmm.
So Snow's the only one in the cockpit. Okay.
Yes. Currently.
Yeah, I went to the med bay to check out my new dig.
It's like everyone else went to the rooms and there's stuff like that.
I mean, I was going to put away our prisoner. The toter's with me.
What's also
and I'm trying
funny
to
is,
say, yo, you can go do your own thing.
What's funny is
I got this.
Jubilee, combat class mechs are medium size, so Jubilee's about as big as you are.
Perfect. I'm just a big dog.
What did you say? Discord took a poop on me.
I was just saying how Jubilee, the mech, is a medium class robot, so it's actually about as big as Gunner is.
Before that,
I didn't really say anything before that.
Well, who said something about Discord?
I was just saying that Snow is the only one who made it to the cockpit, and everyone else kind of went into different rooms and things like that, just kind of like staking their territory.
Yeah, I was there for that. I was there for the battery, but like just as about, I think Connell was about to say something. Discord took a massive dump on me.
No, not that I can remember.
Okay.
Nothing major, anyway.
Yeah, apparently nothing I have to say is important.
Okay. Everyone's kind of getting situated or getting cozy in a room and things like that.
Mm-hmm. I try to find like a sleeping room that's as close to the med bay as possible to claim as my own. So I'm like right around the corner from the med bay.
Yeah, the toner will give Gunner the option of like, he'll tell him like just straight up like, I know how to make her wake up early.
I think we all need a break for a little bit, so maybe it's best we just wait this out right now.
Everybody knows the way to wake up someone from a medically induced coma is by tickling them.
Nothing a stimulant can't handle. Acupuncture needles.
We all just almost got crushed by a building.
Aw, poor puppy dog.
Are we gonna wait out the time? Like just say we'll wait it out and.
Yeah.
I mean, I will. I'll be watching over her while she's doing this.
Yeah,
like until she wakes up.
Once when Snow does basic systems checking, getting the engines warmed up, she's actually gonna go to the science center, or the science lab, and just start tinkering with the various projects that she has.
Okay. What were all the different facilities? The facilities we had on the ship again?
The sealed environmental chamber, the science lab, the recreation suite, which is a gym, and the medical bay.
Michael Bay? What?
And the sealed environmental chamber, like what does that do again?
Basically, it provides a closed-in environment, so you can make it a hot Sahara desert, a cold blizzard. It basically is just wherever you want, temperature-wise and weather-wise, that could be made in there.
Gotcha.
Honorable.
Also great for acclimating yourself to an environment that you know you're going to be going to. Like we're ever going to use it for that.
Like we're ever going to friggin' do it for something beneficial and not just for feels or funsies.
I mean, the only reason why Snow even got that is because she knew Gunnar would appreciate it.
Oh, he will, as soon as he's not watching over a hitman.
Because she's pretty much, like, all the different rooms that I got were basically things that everybody in the party would have a use for.
Mm-hmm.
And since Gunnar doesn't need Toner's quote-unquote assistance, a Toner would find his way then to the rec center and start, like, getting to work on a punching bag.
Okay. A few hours pass, everyone just enjoying a hobby that they are finding on this new ship, whether it being a medical bay finally being installed on the ship and Lonnie just going at it, or whether it's just or whether it's the moment that you see Captain Snow step away from everyone, and from Captain Snow's point of view, the AI system boots up, and you have, a nice moment where someone you haven't seen in a while is speaking to you, but it's giving you, like, the ship is in great condition. Welcome back, Snow.
It's great to be back.
Whether it's Joe Bryan just having a bit of sparring training, even though after what happened with the ship, it's clearly to see that he doesn't need it. Enjoying the hobby and having room to build on the ship and not damage somebody with the range. Hey, all important parts.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I forgot to hold on to my phone. My bad.
That's why I don't use it.
A few hours passed, and the prisoner was waking up at this point. Just to progress the story, because I feel like I have a lot I could do in an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And doing shots every 5-10 minutes, I can get through it.
Then I'm gonna, as soon as I notice that she's like stirring, I'm gonna be like, all right, I do the intercom, like not intercom, but like the comm unit, and be like, all right, she's waking up, so be ready for a discussion.
Be right there.
On my way.
Is everyone joining for this conversation, I guess?
I suppose.
Yeah.
And Snow's gonna make sure the exterior locks are locked on the ship, and then go. Don't want to have uninvited guest.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds to me like all of you are
Or
worried.
someone's trying to get out.
I destroyed her comm unit, as I said before at the building.
I mean, Snow already got the ship powered up, all ready to go. Now she's locked it all down. It's almost like she's always doing something.
It's almost like we're prepared for the game to try and screw us over. Almost like we're used to it. Unless, we breakdance on guards' backs and just get backseat passes.
Wait, does our ship have any buckets on it?
Buckets?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure there's plenty of vessels to hold liquids in.
All right.
You can have this Gatorade bottle.
When the call comes out for that the person's awake, a toner just walks in holding a large bucket filled with water.
Like a large pasta pot.
My pasta!
That's for the pasta!
No, my pasta! Turns out there's some noodles left over.
Son of a bitch.
But okay, go ahead with your pot.
Yeah, he just comes in with the pot and puts
please
it.
Don't. I need to sleep there.
And puts it down right in front of the prisoner.
Okay, that's. Wait.
Oh.
Think of the possibilities.
And then he just sits down next to her. And he's like, "So are we talking or what?" And he's going to roll for intimidation. Dang.
Nice try.
Almost, but not quite.
You are a little baby.
Her eyes begin to open up. You just see these eyes of yeah. Why am I struggling with this word? Brightly, like lavender-colored eyes begin to open up wide in front of you. She just takes a look at her surroundings. It's clear to see she's surrounded, and she tries to move her arms. She sees that she's tied up as well. She's like, ugh, and begins to say something in Elven, which I don't know if anyone here speaks Elven.
Does anyone speak Elven?
Hold on 1 second.
I probably don't.
That is a nope on my end.
Anyone got comprehend languages?
I know.
I really should have that, but I don't.
Yes, I do know Elven.
Hey!
Hey!
He says in Elven, how did I let myself get caught by a person with a mask on?
That's what everyone with a bounty on their head says.
I'm like,
Turns out helmets are useful at deflecting bullets aimed at the head.
What a shocker.
Almost like these things are worn for something.
I tell her back in Elven, it's like, might be just a good idea to speak in common if you know it, because otherwise I would be translating anyway.
She gives like a
save us all the hassle.
She gives like a sigh, like a damn, not even this language. Can I curse at you? And then looks towards all of you. Eyes are just staring directly at Captain Snow at this point. But she still keeps her hand calm and her posture seems calm. She just seems to be staring directly at Snow. She says, you were the target. I should have expected you to not be alone.
It was clear I was the target when you put a bomb in my hand.
She's only doing the job that I get paid to do.
I'm really hoping the money was worth it, because if not, well, it's a real shame.
That depends. How much did you get paid, and is it enough for your life?
The type of work that I do and the money I get paid is none of your concern.
Maybe so, but I'm just asking a question. Is it worth your life? Because if so, that must be a lot of money that they're paying you. Or maybe you're, willing to look the other way, let some things slip. Maybe you can leave. And we just forget that we ever saw each other.
No, we didn't yet. But I could.
Are you bluffing?
No. I'm being sincere of like, hey, if you give me information, I will do what I can to make sure you leave here.
Give me a, I was going to say persuasion, but I know that is D&D.
I mean, I think there's diplomacy. That's it, but I'm not a charismatic person.
Since you said it, give me a diplomacy check, and she's going to just try to sense motive.
Okay. Rolling plus a 1. So that's a 6. But at the same time, I'm not lying. If she sends motives to me, I'm not lying about saying, hey, if you cooperate with me, I'll do what I can to get you out of, to let you go.
She looks at you, attention solely focused at you. She says, here's I'm in a ship, and I'm unarmed of my best weapon. If you're trying to build a trust with me, why don't you take off these cuffs?
Is Jorbron in the room with us?
Everyone's in the room.
Yeah, we're all there.
Snow's gonna be like, go ahead and do it.
All right, well, just as a heads up, as you saw before, Jubilee, she does have some magic capabilities to transport herself, seemingly with smoke, it seems.
And so can I.
Which I forgot to thank you for. That actually helped getting you out of the goo a lot.
Somebody turn on the exhaust fan before we get started.
Okay, so are you still good at that, Snow?
Yeah. I mean, if she tries to jump, I can also jump.
Alright. Then I guess we begin negotiations. And I get up and I use the zip stick to hit the tapes, and I just break them off. And I have her knife on me, so actually I use that to cut them. And I put it back on me.
She, after it's cut and her hands are released, she begins to like stretch her arms, take out like this small crack in her neck. Says, all right, let's chat. What would you like to know?
First off, you said that you thought only one person had a curse or something, but apparently I've got it too. So first off, how many do you know have the curse, and what is it?
She begins to just look at your party, and she almost as if she's counting in her head, just like a nod her head gesture. I'm picking up that half of you have this same effect on you. At least half of you.
Is it and I say the affliction that I have?
That may be your mortal code for what it is. Where I'm from, we call it shadow corruption.
So I assume you're from the shadow plane then.
You could say that.
Good, then you would have something made from the shadow plane on you so we can get this taken care of, huh?
Brandon.
Yes.
Right when that is mentioned, can I do a quick scan of life science?
Sure.
And a toner would just grab like a few strands of her hair and just pluck.
I don't know if she is maybe there, but it's a good idea.
It's 17 plus 16.
Yeah, he just grabs like 5 or so strands of hair and just pluck, and then hands them to Kalani.
Yeah, so pretty much as she says about in your mortal way, she's just gonna walk up and with her hand extended just do a light scan over top of all of her.
What she it seems accurate. When you using a life science, kind of looking more at everything. She does have elven qualities, but she seems to be like another type of elf, like a mixture of like an elf, some qualities of like a drow, and some qualities of something else, something you haven't experienced before.
Interesting. She's gonna save all the all the detailed information away in her AI cortex.
You know what? I am so rude. I've told you my name inside of a burning building, but I still don't know who you are. What is your name?
She kind of just brushes her hair back after the toner just plucked some strands out. Says that was rude. But Avigdis.
Well, it's very nice to meet you. Though, at one point we were trying to quote unquote kill each other, but still, at least we're now having a pleasant conversation.
Rude is getting all those civilians involved in your little fireworks show.
Would I be able to determine what that other quality of her is besides the elven?
Sure.
What type of?
That'd probably be life science again, I assume, just because that's the only thing.
Or maybe
it's either that or possibly mysticism, which only depicts depending on the effect, the race of it, I guess.
Yeah, and I get extras to my life science anyway, because all my goodies that I have.
Alright, Avigdis. Little thing you should learn about your opponents. Maybe you should study them a bit more before you try to blow them up. If you did, you would know that such a small explosion wouldn't have been enough to take me out.
That's good for me to know. But you're not my target anymore.
Okay, then what is your target now?
Not any of you.
Oh, well, there we go. That's good to know.
That is good to know. So, you won't have to end the same way the last person that was hunting you down did.
Yeah, I would probably do another life sciences as well.
I don't think I'm there, am I?
No, you're there. I mean, if you said you want to be there.
If you'd like to be.
I mean, I never mentioned that I was there, so I assume I'm not going to be.
You have the option.
I mean, we asked everyone, hey,
do
you want to be a part of this? But if you're part of the ship, you're on the crew. If you would have been here, or if you wanted to be here, you can just say, yeah, I'm there. We're not going to say no.
Part of the ship.
Part of the ship.
Havoc wouldn't have gone out of her room to know what was going on, so.
Yeah, but I did a comm unit saying, hey, she's up.
Yeah, Gunnar
so
did
you
a
would have
general
notice
broadcast.
of it. Yeah, I said comm unit, everyone, she's waking up, so that's why everyone came to the room. So you would have gotten the notice of it.
She probably wouldn't have been paying attention.
Okay, it's up to you. So good to know that we're not targets anymore. And I assume I know who hired you, but why don't we just ask that question and see what happens?
Alright, my Discord went poof. My internet went poof, but I'm back.
Okay.
So with my life sciences, because of my knowledge, I get a DC of 10 less than what's normal on my life science for the roll. And I rolled a 17, and then my life science is another 12.
39. Okay. 2 stats, level of enemy, plus.
And then.
Okay. So this, excuse me, which you use life science, right?
Yeah. Because I get, for xenobiology, I get a DC of -5. And then because it's possibly a rare creature, I get another -5 to the DC.
This creature is, I'm so going to pronounce it wrong. So I'm going to spell it first, and if someone wants to take a stab or correct me, feel free to do so. This creature is spelled Svartalfar.
Oh, Svartalf, okay.
Svartalfar?
Yeah, something like that.
This is a fey creature that has, before drift technology was invented, these fey creatures fled to the shadow plane. It wasn't introduced to drift technology like the rest of the world was introduced to it. Because of that, they've found ways to kind of channel and manipulate energy in certain types of way. This one that's placed in front of you, the way that they are dressed looks to be like that of an assassin, besides the sniper that isn't placed there anymore.
Check the Discord for pronunciation.
Yeah, I figure someone would be able to pronounce it for me.
I know I recognize
it. It's an Old Norse thing.
The language.
And I'm like, oh, you're part Svartalfar, huh?
Indeed. That is very knowledgeable of you. Most people don't know of our kind.
I know quite a lot about a lot of different things, and I can always find out more if I need to. So.
And about the person who hired you.
I will give you that information if you promise my freedom.
You don't hunt us again or try to kill us or harm us in any way. I'll okay you to be free to go.
Something tells me that you're giving this information means that you're probably not exactly loyal. Or as I said before, you weren't paid enough to be loyal to them. So I agree with that. That if you want to leave here, we can accept that. We would just like more answers.
Captain, with respect, she's a hired killer. We're most likely not her first intended victims, and obviously she doesn't care about collateral damage. Are you sure it's exactly wise to let her go and not turn her into the proper authorities?
Toner, if you really want to think about it, we're also hired killers that have caused a lot of collateral damage as well.
Technically, we did nuke a whole planet.
Well, an asteroid.
So
that had a.
Plus, I literally hunt people to death for money.
So we can
There's
see
some
eye to
praise
eye
there.
on this case. If they are willing to go in peace and make no further attempt against any of us, I say they are free to go.
Yeah, why did you come after Snow in the first place?
That's already been established. They were paid to do so. We just need to find out who, and to do that, we just have that deal to make.
Why?
That's why we think we know who it is. That's why I'm asking who hired her. And Toner, I completely understand where you're coming from. But right now, in this situation where we need answers, this is the best option.
For a brief moment, a Toner's sword appears in his hand. And he just sort of looks at it. And then it disappears and he walks out of the room.
I'm going to have a talk with him later. So, about the person who hired you.
She looks over to you. She places her hand forward and says, "My dagger."
First we get answers. Once you leave, you may have it. You have to understand, you're still a liability if you have a weapon. So, answers, then when we're done, I will give you your dagger when you leave.
Seems you mortals have a weird way of negotiating, but fine. Kaon Rice of Eclipse Innovations hired me.
The fucking app, man.
He's mentioned that you've caused some complications for him as of late, and he has contracted me to take out you. He points towards Jubilee.
Specifically just her?
I'm sorry. He points specifically at Snow. Says my services are only a redundancy in his plans, but I was told to take out the source. Continues to look at Snow. I'm assuming since everyone is addressing you as captain, that would mean you.
That would. And thank you for answering the question. Now, if you can also promise me that, or let's make our own deal, shall we say. As I had stated before, you make no further attempt against this ship, this crew, or myself. You are free to go.
I can make that promise, but be warned, I am not the only employee hired by Keon Rice.
So long as you are not involved with it, I am fine with letting you go.
And one last question from me.
She goes to feel for where her comm unit would be, and she sees it's not there, and she says, I have no one to give me orders. Looks over to Gunner as she hears the and one last thing.
So, we know who hired you. Do you know where he is?
He's behind the office of Eclipse Innovations. If you would like to find where he is, he's not on this planet. You would have to go to Verces.
And I look over to Snow. Well, I guess we know where our next location is.
I mean, you kind of knew beforehand, but now that just kind of puts a bit of immediacy on the situation.
Yeah. All right.
Anyone
else got any questions?
And are we going to run into gateways to the shadow plane there as well, like we did on that asteroid?
Pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah,
Actually, that's a good question. What do you know about what happened at that resort planet and what they're doing at Eclipse Studios or whatever it is?
She takes a look at you and she says, and all the answers I've given you and I can't get my dagger?
You know what?
Give it to
Granted, that's understandable.
Yeah,
I'm going to take the dagger and I'll give it over to her.
She immediately, just quick hand quick twiddle with her fingers with the dagger, places on her side. She says, "Look, I'm an assassin. You look like you maybe will understand what I'm saying by the shot that you took on me. I'm a paid gun to carry out a mission. I'm told what the mission is, and I handle the mission. Don't ask questions, and I get paid for what I do. Keep it moving. The money keeps on coming in."
I know that to a degree. It's basically bounty hunters, though we have a code, but I'm sure maybe you have your own code to stand to. Maybe it's different from mine, but I understand where you're coming from on that.
Every killer has a code. It's just something universal.
It's pretty much the don't ask, don't tell scenario.
It's the same even for soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and actually one more thing came to my mind.
Go for it.
Are you the one that messed with my whole profile with the Bounty Hunters League?
You were never the target. And
So it wasn't you.
No, you were.
That's true.
I
All
was
right,
paid,
I guess that answers the question.
I was paid to take you out, and even till now, I still don't understand how that didn't work. But I was unsuccessful, and instead of turning on my failures, it's time for me to do my business here.
Now, let me just tell you this. The reason why you failed is I'm one of the remnants of the Vescan War. I'm not that easy to kill. I've spent an entire lifetime and then some in a war zone.
Well, then I say this from the softest part of my heart. Tell that to the other killers that are out to get you.
If they live long enough, sure.
Well, any more questions we have? Am I free to go?
One last one from me, and it probably relates to the last one, but better to be sure than sorry. You didn't make any bounties, correct?
I did not.
That's all I need to know. And I will escort you out. If no one else has anything else to ask.
Nope.
Give me a quick call. Yeah,
That was mainly you sent me guys, but it's
All right, then follow me, and I'm gonna lead her to the exit or whatever the gangplank we have on the ship to get out.
Pretty much the docking bay.
Pretty much.
I think Brandon's on the phone.
it was sorry. Dad's son was calling. I was trying to make sure I got the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm back.
Okay,
that's
so
one
I'm walking
person
her.
I'll probably keep an eye out on for too.
I'm gonna just walk her off the ship.
Snow's gonna go to the cockpit once more and start putting in the trajectory for the planet we're gonna have to visit.
And a toner is leaning against the wall in front of the button to open the exit.
Do you mind moving?
You mind if I talk with her real quick? Not alone.
Nah, that's fine. We had all the times the questions, but I'm sure she'd be willing to answer a couple more. If it means getting out this door and going on her merry way.
He looks at her for a good solid 10 seconds. His one eye narrows. And he's like, I can understand in whatever twisted way of you taking the money to take us out, but what did all those other people have to do with it? Why did you involve people that had nothing to do with this?
She says, this wasn't supposed to involve the other people. It was supposed to be an easy task. Take out the target at all costs. The tablet that was delivered to your captain, I was set to make sure that the package was to be received and that the package would be the one to take her out. It would be an easy cleanup, and I just report it back to Kaon Rice. Was not expecting that package to be opened inside the building, and I was not expecting things to turn out the way they did. It looks like I lost my gun because of it, and I'm a bit pissed off about that, but I can make that back up with some more odd jobs. But that was never a part of the equation. Sometimes that stuff just happens.
All right, well, I'm going to give you some advice. This path that you're on, I recommend getting off of it as soon as you possibly can. Because if we cross paths again, you're still doing what you're doing.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
And then a toner just like stops there and like he steps out of the way. It's like, just hope that doesn't happen. You have some skills. I'm sure there are some ways that you can turn them around for good use.
She looks over towards you. I guess as you're taking a few steps away from her, she says, "Hey, just let it be known, I didn't choose to be an assassin. I needed to be an assassin. That's what got me to here. And that's what got me to all the best moments of my life."
We all have a choice. And it almost sounds like he's more saying it to himself than her even. And then he just like, walks away.
Well, that was cryptid.
She just she starts walking the other direction. She says, "Yourself."
I'm gonna use the biometric scanner to open up the door, lead her out, and then close it behind me as I follow her a little bit.
She actually flips the tables and starts to say, "Can I ask you a question?"
Depends if I'll be able to answer it or not.
That's a hell of a shot you took on me inside of that building. What's your perception?
Weirdly enough, I was actually about to talk to you about that. I'm a bounty hunter. And, you know, may not pay as much as a hired gun assassin, but at least it keeps me on the right side of the law most of the time.
Is being on the right side of the law the right thing?
I guess that depends from person to person. I can understand sometimes the laws don't allow us to do what needs to be done. But so far in my life, I haven't had to cross that line. Plus, I get to choose who I kill and where I go.
Well, I mean, you said you're not a bounty hunter anymore, so did you break the law? Maybe you should be an assassin.
No, I assume...
You can still...
I'm sorry, what was that? There's too many going.
You can still choose who you need to kill. It might be a better lifestyle for you.
Well, how about this? I'll think about becoming an assassin as long as you consider being a bounty hunter. Let's both have a little introspective on ourselves on what we really want to do with our lives.
An interesting exchange.
Also, weird question, but how would someone get in contact with you if they needed your, say if you decide to be a bounty hunter or assassin, your services?
I don't know if you're interested in me or my shot.
He's interested in some shot. Oh shit, my mic wasn't muted. I don't ever mute my mic.
Look, just like you admired my shooting in that building, you were really close to hitting me, so I can see talent where I see talent.
Oh my god. So you and I are taking a shot right now.
Yeehaw!
Rolled a nat 20.
Are we both shooting at each other again? What happened?
So I did a as an operative with my different skills.
Mm-hmm.
I try to like quick disarm and take the gun from you to like trying to show, you know, operative and just being quick at the hands and things like that. And I rolled a 20.
Like a 20 in total, or a 20 as in a shot? Shots!
Oh no.
I took my swig.
Here we go again.
In-
Liquid courage, baby.
You know, it was actually a good thing I was actually just pouring out as Brendan was saying about taking a shot. It's like, shit.
I guess that goes against my AC versus combat maneuvers?
I have a total of 39.
You beat me by 1.
Oof.
Wait, did she just attack you?
Also, which one?
No,
The
no.
sniper or the laser rifle that is currently a small disc in my pocket? I assume the sniper.
Rifle.
Okay.
Just like a quick disarm and gun kind of aimed at you in one action.
So
like
in
the same seconds.
We found our Black Widow.
Now you see, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't even know about that, but now I know. Very talented.
Very fitting, considering that Gunner is now our Hawkeye.
My family! Don't give me hope!
Now we just have to avoid getting a Hulk on the party, no matter what.
What do you mean?
I mean,
I'm Hulk!
Already
I guess I'll
have
put out the
Hulk.
next couple sessions.
I'm Hulk!
The rat is the Hulk.
You won't like
I mean,
me
when
when
she
I'm
does it,
finally
I'm just gonna be like,
upset.
yeah, very nice.
Yeah, the nozzle's aimed directly at you, but just the way that she's holding the gun, her hand isn't near the trigger in any way, shape, or form. Just again, more a show of skills
Of skill, yeah.
Yeah, of doing.
I'll admit, I probably couldn't do that to you.
She says, then maybe.
Holding a gun to your fucking head, Gunner.
Bro,
Like, he
I
doesn't like
almost-
that kind of shit.
I'm used to this.
I was say if I was enemies with everybody I
It's
ever pointed a
like
weapon at,
your
I would
hand.
have no friends.
Yeah, it's a very good thing that a toner walked away at this point.
Yeah, good thing I closed the door behind me. So
Yeah, 'cause if he saw this, he would just be like immediately like, "All right, blade on."
What's-
All right, here we go.
initiative.
What's funny is you're probably in like the attachment to Epsilon Station itself, so Snow could see from the cockpit.
probably.
And she's like, everyone has their kinks.
Don't
She would probably
You.
be a little more alarmed than that.
the fireball.
Gunner style.
Ugh. Don't make assumptions. That makes an ass out of you and me.
But what if you like ass?
I mean, granted, yes, but still.
Then slurp, slurp,
Don't knock it till you try it.
I'm the ass man. Okay, so that happens. Sorry.
That happened.
But like I can pretty much tell when attempt to kill is happening. So I'm like, all right, yeah, she's just showing off.
He says, okay, maybe. Because maybe I'll consider the bounty hunter type, but maybe you shouldn't try to be an assassin just yet. And she hands the gun back towards you.
I take it and I put it back in my back. So about if I ever need your possibly bounty hunting services in the future, how should I contact you?
Oh, I mean, I'm out of comm unit, so there's no way to contact me. If you really need the service, I'll find you.
Well, then I guess we'll see each other in the future at some point. And also, I'm just going to hand her my comm unit thing. It's like, that also works, since I don't have one that's currently destroyed under a building.
She just, thank you. She looks at the comm unit, like just taking it in. This is different than the one that she had, so just a bit of like an adjustment to it.
Yeah, this one's a Foogle,
New phone, who this?
not a Z phone.
Do you ever dream, Hunter?
I mean, I have nightmares, if that's a dream.
Oh,
She just.
You like wet dreams.
ew.
Gross!
I guess you will have a way to keep in contact with me. I assume you know direct access to this.
Most of the time, yeah, so if I ever need to contact you, At least I'll have a nice direct line. And plus, now you have a comm unit.
I don't know what my employer wanted you for. I was never told why. That was never part of the details of information I needed. But I hope whatever you're trying to accomplish, I hope you all turn out successful. Not the other way around.
Yeah, so do I. But that's pretty much our lifestyle. Always throwing our heads first into danger and possible suicide missions. But so far, we've been lucky enough to get out.
We were the lucky ones.
So then I have one last question to ask.
All right.
What's the deal with that rat?
What's up with a rat who's crying in the place next door? I couldn't sleep because of that.
I've sensed that the Shadowfell has taken a presence over all of you. Is this true?
Well, I didn't know until now that it had taken hold of us, but your boss definitely has been dealing in some shady shit. And that's why we're probably going to be going for him. And probably why we're the way we are currently.
Kind of looks over towards you. I was like, look, it's from where I'm from. It's not that bad. This mortal world to me sucks, but where I'm from, it's not bad. It takes a moment to adjust. This whole you can use drift to get from place to place instantly. Who the fuck does that?
Well, yeah, that's pretty much any ship that's worth its salt in anything. That's just kind of science, but, that's coming to any new place. I mean, I certainly didn't know any place that wasn't a freezing tundra for a good while. That was different. It's all about adapting to the changes and dealing with the cards that you're dealt with.
I just think all of you should just maybe consider the fact that this shadow plane isn't that bad. It's actually a somewhat decent place if you know how to survive. It's blessed me in a way. It's given me these gifts, I would say.
Well, never had the opportunity to travel it, so maybe when I get a chance to, I'll check it out and see what it's all about.
And Snow's just sitting in the windows like, kiss, kiss, kiss.
Talk about kinks.
Hey, when a person can kill you, that's hot.
Oh, I'm talking about Snow's kinks.
Oh, God. Oh, no, she's one of those people who hides in the closet.
She likes
damn shippers.
I'm watching
Quick.
He's into BDSM, man.
Quick, we should all search our rooms for cameras.
There's one. I found it.
Oh, no. Toner last time. They had the confrontation with the security guard woman. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Oh, she's coming to my room. Now I gotta act sad.
Kiss, fall in love.
It's even worse for him considering he has the eye.
I'm sorry.
You have no privacy. Goddamn.
If he ever does get with somebody, he's like, all right, I'm going to have to buy a bright red eye
All right,
patch.
let me put on my eye patch.
Yes.
Why are you putting on the eye patch? You don't want to know.
She says, she looks over towards you, Gunner, and she says, just accept what the shadow plane has for all of you. It'll make your life so much easier.
All right, a little cryptic, but I'll look into it.
And most importantly to you, don't fear death.
I've
Fear the
feared
Reaper.
death for a long time.
I sense that you do. You seem afraid.
Don't fear the Reaper.
Oh no, the Reaper's got abs.
Oh no. Oh no, he's hot.
Oh no, that skeleton's so buff.
Is it just Skeletor? Yeah.
He-Man.
In that burning building, things looked really grim for the both of us. And you know what got me through it? The fact that I do not fear death. I have no fear of death. And to me, it just means dreaming in silence. A dream that lasts for eternity.
Is anyone there in that dream?
Barney.
That sounds like a nightmare. That's one of my nightmares. Oh god, the giant purple dinosaur!
On that note, I must depart. Good luck, all of you.
Well, be good, killer. See you around.
Because Joe said Cowboy Bebop, I want to do it. I'm going to fight the earth to say it.
Oh, damn.
Really want to. I already used one Cowboy Bebop line just now.
See you, Space Cowboy.
Really
Is it See you, Space Cowboy?
Weirdly enough, I have like a cowboy song in the Spotify song list.
Fine.
You're going to carry that weight.
See you, Space Cowboy. You're going to carry that weight.
You're gonna carry that weight.
That will be her.
I've been doing that since I've been born.
And with that, I am going to share this to everyone right here. I had all of this typed up, but after I closed and opened up Roll20, my tables didn't save for whatever reason.
Oof.
But I've hinted at this once Astral with certain characters, and I'm just going to kind of reveal it. And it has a link at the bottom. And this is something that has been taking place, but I haven't been capitalizing.
Oh boy. This is gonna hurt.
Oh
Did
no!
it say in Discord?
Oh, did it not show up just now?
Not that I see. I
It's
see
on my screen
poor play
already.
gunner style.
I see it. Shadow corruption.
Oh, I know about that. You have my books on that.
I do.
There
And
it is.
Yeah, and I have the link at the bottom. I typed up all 15 of the shadow corruptions, but they're not there. It annoyed me because I checked it as soon as I popped in Discord, and I was like, "Oh, here they aren't."
That's, I
don't see
believe,
it.
almost a toner or Jubilee or Snow almost got one of those.
Where
It's
is it?
in it's in Roll20, not Discord.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
dang.
I can put it on Roll20, the link, and just keep it simple. Or I'm
Although I don't know where it actually went. Like it just popped up on my screen just now, but I don't know where it actually is. Oh, it's in notes
okay. It should be in journal. It should be seen.
or yeah, whatever that second button is. Yep.
I'm not gonna worry about that this session, but I've applied one of these to like each one of you. I haven't given any effects because as a player, in my book it says you choose whether you want to have it or not. You can take the mana to just get like the strain that comes with it. So I can't just like tack it onto your character. But
You have to accept the gift.
Yeah, you have to choose accept a gift, which was what I was hinting at now. Like the Shadowfell isn't so bad.
Oh, no worry. I know what you were putting down.
Oh, I knew
Does that mean
He's
having
picking up
accepted the gift?
I knew that you knew, but it's just that's what that emphasis was.
The insubstantiality would be great if it wasn't for that my gun can't shoot from the incorporeal into the corporeal.
Yep.
So I've been applying some of these things. I've been trying to make a character maybe feel pain, like, quote unquote, and just going through several of the lists of the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
I have a moment where it was frightful or cold-blooded.
Joe Brown needs to look in a mirror at some point, see if he has a scar from that dream.
She used she had the Shadow Jaunt one, which was her dimension door that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So some of them have a prerequisite, so she did have a second one. I won't mention what it was, but
I hate to see her leave, but I love to watch her go.
Ow!
I forget where that's from.
I think that's watching someone's butt while they're leaving.
Now I know what it means. I just don't know where I got it from.
The definition is correct.
I think it's from like Family Guy or something.
It's much older than that.
I mean, it's older than that, but that's just where I learned it. At the age of like 15 or something. And I've used it many times. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was pretty much it. She's walking away from you and from the ship.
Damn.
All things equipped on her. You just do like a follow up. Nothing's pickpocketed out of you or anything like that.
It's from Face Off.
Face Off? Like in Face Off?
Yep.
And she departed. This is where all of you take over from this point. I mean,
I'm gonna go right back onto the ship. Be like, all right, let's fucking take out this fucker.
Brandon, when is that thing gonna kick in?
So the will save applied to how many levels you're in on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it basically goes up.
Total. So I can tell you how many manifestations you're up to. I can tell you how many everyone's up to.
How many am I up to?
2.
Ooh.
How many am I up to?
I think you missed a lot of sections. I think you only have 1 currently.
What's the highest?
How many am I up to?
So up to 5, but 5 is practically like being dead and having this thing run your life.
No, I mean like just like what's the current highest of our party?
No. After the last, we'll see.
Oh, so 3 or
3.
Oh God.
I probably have 1?
Probably, at most.
Yeah, you saved that one time. I was very upset.
There's only that that one I got, even though it affected me when I got that commune. I know that was probably a manifestation too.
It was.
Yeah, Brandon, I'm at 2.
You're at 3.
After the will save that you just gave me, you were at 3. But again, it is if you choose to
accept it,
take the manifestations or anything like that.
So whatever you're getting powers up, but you have to accept the gift to actually get the effects.
You could have up to 3. You could choose not to take any of the 3 as part of the module, but you could take up to 3.
So what's the positive? Like just reading that thing just is like the negative effects.
There are positives and negatives. It depends on what manifestation you have, because there's like one that off the top of my head is like you can use a quick action to scream, which allows your party to not be surprised in a surprise round, but it has some sort of negative to it. Or like, there's damage reduction, but every damage you take is doubled or something.
That's the what is that? Pain refuge.
Pain refuge, I think. Yeah, I'm just going off what I remember.
Yeah. First time you take hit point damage in a given combat for 1 round, you can roll attack rolls, saving throws, and skill checks twice, and take the better result. So advantage. You can do so again the first time you drop below half your hit points in a given combat. During this time, however, you can't benefit from morale bonuses. The disadvantage of that is any damage you take by an amount equal to the number of increase any damage you take by an amount equal to the number of manifestations you have, up to a maximum of double the original amount of damage. So it's like a gift, a curse that's kind of applied with it.
Risk and reward, kind of.
And I just hinted with it with the whole like neurotic affliction that you have. And then he was like, oh, that's what the mortals must call it. Yeah, this is what you really have. It just has odd effects because you're on the mortal plane and people think you're a person and stuff.
Well, at least now we have a few strands of her hair, so that should help.
Possibly. Because I I'm pretty sure we heard, she's not originally from the Shadow Plane. So we'll have to see. But it could work. It could work, being that they were exposed to the Shadow Plane.
So the actions you take as a party right now is up to you. I give control to the players, while I go to the bathroom.
I'm personally ready to go to Verces to deal with this fucker. Although at the same time, I am cursing people out.
Yeah, we should try to see if we can get that taken care of.
Which we can do within probably an hour or so.
We haven't actually left the planet, right?
I might actually take 1 or 2 of these things.
It depends on what he gives you, though.
Mm.
That's the thing. It's up to the DM on what affliction you have or what gift you're given. It just comes down to you whether you accept or deny it.
Well, you can
I
run
know some things I'd be like, oh yeah, sure. But there's also other things I'm like, I don't really want to.
Yeah, there's a lot of them I really don't want to. A couple of them, it's like, that could actually be useful.
So
where are those found? On the Nethys?
If you go, I have, I'm pretty sure I have the Trove on me. Give me a quick second. Pretty sure afflictions are in this. Okay, yes. End of Shadow. Blah, 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 blah. Creeping Shade, all the monsters. Blah, 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 blah. No, it's not there. I know that it's in here.
I think I found it on Nethys. Oh, I can link it and you can tell me if it's the right thing.
Yeah, link it and I'll say. Because I had the books. So I know these things pretty well. Boop. 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 Shadow Corruption. Progression. Yes, these are the things. The Shadow Manifestations are basically the gifts that were given. By Brendan. So, depending on what he gives each one of us, he says he's also been sort of putting it in there. So I'm not sure if he means the afflictions themselves or just saying that we have the Shadow Corruptions.
He's probably cycling them out.
Possibly.
So originally I had some assigned for each player. After everyone failed one, I was like, ooh, I could have this person have signs of this. Or when they talk to other people are picking up on these signs. Like, oh, you must be in pain. Or, you got the mouth of a sailor. So even though the manifestation and the gift and the powers hasn't affected you as a person, the effects of having shadow corruption has affected you as a character. Your surroundings and stuff are being affected by your actions because of the corruption, such as talking to the doctor or talking to the
priests.
Just everyone you were trying to communicate with. You and the toner had a very similar thing. I was going for a void heart one for Jubilee because of all this information being spread onto snow. Just it makes you a stronger heart almost to the point of nothing left.
So that basically makes you force the guard ability on somebody.
So I can have this whole conversation, everyone as a character, oh, if you're interested in this, let's chat. I want to.
We got a half hour. How about we do that? Just to get everyone sort of on page of what's their possible gift.
Okay.
After that sort of thing. Since we're all on the ship, we're all going to leave. Why not? Or, we're going to go to the priest, but we can start that at next session.
So then I'm going to do one more other thing then. Because last week...
is everyone cool with that?
Sounds okay to me.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Just want to be sure. All right.
All right. So last week I actually had the intention of everyone leaving the planet. So I want to talk about this one thing before we go back to the shadow corruption stuff. If you looked in the journal, I'm sure you see Starship Combat stuff on there. Towards the top. Did that not save either? Oh, there it is.
I don't journal. Okay, I see Starship Combat, yeah.
So I took everything in Starship Combat, I put it in its phase, and I've additionally included Magic Officer and Chief Mate, which were the new additions added from the new book.
Nice.
I hand typed in everything from the book, and I put all the, like, I made a table at the bottom of each one. So if you're a gunner, all your options are there. And I even put how to calculate your attack bonus. If you're the pilot, AC, changes because of who the pilot is. So I put the calculations for that there. Next session, we're going to end up doing Starship Combat. So I have everything here if anyone has a question or anyone wants to maybe think of taking a role. So we can kind of within the week. I think I'm mainly going to do Magic Officer because that uses mysticism, and that's one of my best skills, or things like that. I will mention that the Chief Mate can go in multiple phases. They can go in either Engineer or Helm, and I've in the notes I've even put it like in bold, and I think I even put like a yellow.
Yeah, you highlighted good sections of it. I was just looking through it. It largely depends upon acrobatics or athletics.
Yeah. So I know, when it comes to piloting and stuff, Joe may not have the best pilot, but Joe has a pretty damn good athletics and acrobatics. So he may take Chief Mate most of the time. But you could have multiple Chief Mates as well. So I was trying to make it where every class feels important for whenever we get to Starship Combat. Since it's
I just noticed. Sorry, I just noticed the little phases thing. That's cute. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was trying to be super productive and stepping up my Roll20 game.
Yeah, dude, that's so cool. Thank you. Thank you as a DM. Yeah.
Yeah. On the bottom is the whole phases and what can be used on those phases, and I figured we can just move our tokens into the space, what phase you want to be, and I'll just use an enemy token.
Yeah.
This, and that. And hopefully that'll make it go smooth, but I won't know until we try it.
Yeah, pretty much. That's always the fun bit.
Yeah, I mean, I can't move my token, but that's fine because I'm always gunner.
Yeah, we should be able to now.
I can. That's cool, but I'll stay there. But cool, that's awesome. I just want to mention that. Yeah.
I had this set last week, and I was all ready to use it, and then everything went left turn. I'm gonna chase this person down. Oh.
Yeah. I was already doing so many risky against my character things. Fuck it, I'm gonna go after this person in the burning building.
I mean,
see how that turns out for me.
That led to an absolutely great Avengers moment.
It did. It did turn out really well, especially with all those rolls. Oh boy.
Everything's detailed here. If anyone's curious about any of the roles, how they work, I tried to highlight main things of each.